Assalamu alaikum. This is Group Meng with the group members Samia Sultana, Aisha Saizana binte Muhammad Tahir, Alaya Maishara binte Muslimin, Alaya Azra binte Ruslan, Nurul Hanis Fadini binte Hairul Fadli. Question A. Show all the students total UCO recycled and reward points details. Show only the student ID, student name, deposit ID, date, time, type, quantity, before and after reward points. First line, select u.user_id as student ID, u.username as student name, d.deposit ID as deposit ID, d.deposit date, d.deposit time. UCO deposit as type, d.quantity, ew.balance plus d.quantity minus d dot quantity as before reward points, ew dot balance plus d dot quantity as after reward points. Select statement. This is the core of the query. U.user_id as student ID selects the user ID column from the UCO user table and align it as student ID. U.username as student name selects the username column from the same table and aligns it as student name. D.deposit ID as deposit ID selects the deposit ID column from the UCO deposit table and aligns it as deposit ID. D.deposit ID and D.deposit time selects the deposit date and deposit time from the same table. UCO deposit as type creates a constant value UCO deposit and aliases it as type. D.quantity selects the quantity column from the same table. From UCO user U, join UCO deposit D on U.user_id equal D.user_id. Join e-wallet EW on u.user_id equal ew.user_id, where u.user_type is equal to student. Here, join clauses combine data from multiple tables. Join UCO deposit D on u.user_id equal d.user_id joins the UCO user table with the UCO deposit table based on the user ID column. Join e-wallet EW on u.user_id equal ew.user_id joins the UCO user table with e-wallet table based on the same user ID column. Where clause where u.user_type equals student retrieves only rows where the user type in the UC or user table is equal to student. Before reward points calculates the balance before adding the deposit quantity. After reward points calculates the balance after adding the deposit quantity.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aisha Shahzana binti Muhammad Tahir with matrix number 2312372. And this is SQL queries for B. Show all the CAT stuff, total UCO recycle, and reward points details. Show only the staff ID, name, deposit ID, date, time, type, quantity before and after reward points. So firstly is select statement. U.user_id as staff_id, U.name as name, D.deposit_id as deposit_id, to_char in column D.deposit_date in format day, month, year. And next is to_char D.deposit_time in format hour, minute, and second. and T dot type as payment underscore type, and then D dot quantity, and then in column EW dot cumulative points minus D dot quantity as before underscore points, EW dot cumulative points as after underscore points. And next is from clause. User U is a user table as UCO deposit D is a UCO deposit table as D. E-wallet EW is the e-wallet as EW. Transaction T, transaction table as T. And join statement is a join UCO deposit D on U dot user ID is equal to D dot user ID. This join the user table with UCO deposit table based on user ID. And next is join e-wallet EW on U dot user ID is equal to EW dot user ID, which is the user table with e-wallet table based on user ID. Join transaction T on U dot user ID is equal to T dot user ID, which is joins the user table with transaction table based on user ID. And lastly is where clause. We will filter the row based on specified condition. U dot user type is equal to staff. Select only row where the user type column in the user table is staff. D dot quantity is more than 0. Select only rows where the quantity column in the UCO deposit table is greater than 0. That's all from my SQL queries. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alia Azra, metric number 2317944, and I'm going to present the third query, which is to find the top two participants with the most UCO recycled, referring to the quantities of recycled items and not the number of deposits made between March 2024 and April 2024. So for the first line is select user ID, name, total recycled, from select u.user_id, uname, sum in bracket D quantity as total recycled from user U. Next line, join UCO deposit D on u.user_id equals to d.user_id, where D deposit date between to date 1st March 2024 and to date 30th April 2024. This clause filters the results. It will only show results between March 2024 to April 2024. Next is group by u.user_id, u.name, order by total recycle descending, where row num less than equals to 2. This clause is to find the top two participants with the most UCO recycled.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alia Maisara binti Muslimin with metric number 2312370. So I will present for the SQL query for question D. Question D asks us to list all feedback ID and its total score by adding up the individual score in each of the evaluation categories and store this record in descending order based on the feedback evaluation form. So for the SQL query, we can write it like this. Select feedback ID, sum score as total score from feedback, group by feedback ID, order by total score, descending. And then the result will come out like this.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Nurhanis Fatini binti Hairul Fadli, metric number 2310460, and I'll be presenting the last query, which is asking to show the different users for all the deposits into the system in April 2024 with the total deposit and average quantity of each deposit. So we will start with select attributes of user ID, which is the foreign key in this table that we choose, and then use the function count to calculate the total deposit, which is from the attribute of deposit ID, and rename it as deposit count. Then use the function of AVG to calculate the average of the quantity of each deposit, where we will choose attribute quantity and rename it as UCO underscore AVG. And then we will use from UCO deposit to take the data from table UCO deposit, where the deposit date between 2 underscore date of 1 April 2024 and 2 underscore date 30 April 2024 to for the system to take the data only in the months of April of 2024. And lastly, we will use function group by because we want to list this data by the users. So we will type group by user ID and then run, and then we will get the output as what have been shown in here. That's all from me. Thank you very much.